Hey everybody, it is Sean Sundal once again. Hope you like my rented minivan and my Prescott, Arizona getaway house in the back. So the purpose of today's video is to give you guys some tips, some business tips, some tips on tax planning. Before we dwell further into this video though, I want you to keep in mind that I am not a tax professional. I'm not an attorney. None of this is legal advice. You have to assume that everything that I'm telling you on this video is wrong, unfortunately. Okay, and that's my disclaimer. So, those of you who have been interested in maybe designing a YouTube channel for private investigations, maybe law enforcement related topics, maybe training, firearms training, security, whatever it is, think about this. If you consider a YouTube channel a business, then any expenses that advances the business that's necessary, that's reasonable for promoting or keeping up with a YouTube channel, is tax deductible. So I'm in Arizona, Prescott right now. Well, actually, Arizonians call it Prescott. Here for a family trip. I rented this van, this cool-looking van. I still can't believe I'm driving a van at the age of 40. I thought I would never drive a van, but hey, this is the most comfortable thing ever. So I might actually have to buy one. Anyhow, other than my ego just sunk talking about the van, you got to rent a van to your destination, and you have to rent maybe a hotel or a cabin like what I have here. Well, the percentage of expense that's related to your business, so this would be your YouTube channel, that should be tax deductible. And you have to definitely consult with a tax professional to see if this is legal. Again, this is just something that I do, but I don't want to give you any professional advice, tax advice, legal advice. But think about it. You rent a car to come out here to vacation. Well, obviously, the use of this rental car for, I guess, just leisure purposes, personal purposes, that is not most likely tax deductible. But the portion or the time that you spend with the vehicle that you can attribute to your YouTube channel, which is your business, that should be tax deductible. Same thing with the cabin. If I just hang out with my family in the cabin and I don't do anything else with it, well, that probably wouldn't be tax deductible. But if I'm doing business, so if I'm creating other videos, other content, well, that area of the cabin or hotel or room that I designate to just do business, okay, 100% of the time, that should be tax deductible. And again, I say the word should, not just because I'm unsure of myself, but I just want you guys to use it as a disclaimer, okay? Talk this over with a tax professional, somebody that knows what they're doing, or an attorney. Now, some other thing that I want you to be careful for is those of you who are, you're working right now, your 9-to-5 job, or maybe your graveyard hours, do not film any videos. Don't do any of your YouTube stuff on the clock. Okay, and here's why. Especially in the state of California. If your employer can attribute that there's a certain amount of time that you used to promote your YouTube channel and that you took away services from the actual employer, okay, your work time to do your personal stuff, and I'm talking about lunch breaks, personal stuff, if it exceeds a certain amount, and I think in California it's $950, that's grand theft, you guys. Okay, I know of quite a bit, well actually of several people. I know a former homicide detective that was charged for grand theft for using a cell phone during business hours, okay, during his hours as a peace officer, and he was making personal calls on that phone. It exceeded the dollar amount. I think at the time it was $450 was grand theft. And the prosecutor was able to show, hey, look, you used your time as a peace officer, your on-duty time, to conduct just personal business. You did not, I want to say, um, you didn't do your duties at that time. So the evidence was so strong. This buddy that I know he just took the plea bargain. Okay, had it went to court, I don't know if he would have got convicted. You guys got to be extra careful. So what I do is, I have my regular job where it's full-time work. If I upload a video, it's going to be finally uploaded. I'm sorry, it's going to be available. Maybe so. If it's a 10-minute video, I'm gonna have it start 11 minutes before I start my shift. So my shift starts at 5:00 p.m. Then at 4:49, if it's a 10-minute video, I'm gonna not upload the video. I'm gonna make that video available to everybody else. And then by the 10th minute, it'll be 1 hour before I punch in. Okay, that's one way around. You guys gotta be very careful. I see some of you guys filming videos it looks like during work hours in uniform. There's a guard channel that I followed. He had the patches for his employer shown on video. If you discredit your employer while on camera, especially YouTube, that's grounds for termination. Okay, and obviously, if it's at will employer, you could be terminated for any reason, but that just gives your employer more of a reason to terminate you. Okay, so make sure that you're not uniform. Now, some security officers are clever. They will do their videos on their lunch break, and we're assuming that this is an unpaid lunch break. If you do it that way, you should be fine, especially if you're away from your employer's premises. Those of you who do contract security, you could do it on the client's premises as long as it's not a violation or it's a breach of the contract between the private security company and the contract. If you do, then you're just breaking that contract. I can't think of any state law that you're breaking. Like, obviously, I'm in California, and most of the laws I know are in California. So that's all I have, you guys. Just as a recap, you create or you have business expenses related to the business. You should be able to write those off. Having a YouTube channel, in my honest opinion, is a business. There's two things that you can get out of it. Number one, you have a tax write-off. And I also think, though, that you have to show some type of profit maybe after 3 years or 5 years. Again, this is not legal advice or professional advice, but it seems like the IRS auditors become a little bit more suspicious if you have a business and you can't claim any profit for more than 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. I don't remember exactly what the number is, or even 10 years or 15 years. They want to see some type of profit. Otherwise, they're going to start auditing your books. And what that means is you're going to have to provide receipts for everything. So just definitely be careful for that. Remember, if you film videos of YouTube or social media, make sure that they're not on your on-duty hours as a private security guard, law enforcement officer, or a private investigator, or whatever it is career that you do. Make sure it's not on on-duty hours. When you make your video available, make sure it's not during a time that you work. Make sure it starts 10 minutes, 5 minutes before. Make sure that the video ends a few minutes before the start of your watch. Hope this video helps. If you guys have any questions, concerns, please comment below. You guys all take care and be safe.